Ms. Mobley, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just please state your name for the record.
Kimberly Michelle Mobley.
And Ms. Mobley, are you the mother of I.S. and the grandmother of Hazel?
I am.
And have you prepared a typed statement to read to your honor today?
Yes, I have.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Just take your time.
I remember looking up at my mother in a state of confusion. I stood up to excuse myself from a conference room full of people. I found myself standing in a restroom trying to catch my breath. I felt the tightness in my chest and my legs immediately collapsed. I fell to the floor and began to cry. My cries turned into screams of terror as I lay there in disbelief. February 12, 2019 was the day my world forever changed. This was the day I found out that my Yanni and little Hazel were gone forever. Before I could even make it home and tell my children, I received a call that it was already aired by the local news stations. I rushed home and immediately gathered my children because I wanted to be the one to tell them. I had to find a way to let them know that their sister and niece was gone. I would never forget the look on their faces when I told them. It was so hurtful because there wasn't anything I could do to help ease their pain as they all broke down. The next few months were so hard trying to keep my kids moving forward because Iyana was always a major part of their lives. She often turned her laptop into a projector and turned the room into a classroom. She was their biggest supporter and always pushed them to do their very best. After the situation, my kids began to struggle in school. Often I would see the news station at her bus stop speaking to anyone who would talk. I would have to pick them up from school early frequently. Other days they couldn't find the strength to even get out of bed. Everything they worked so hard to accomplish began to slip away. Although I was trying to further my own education, I took a break from college only to never return. Work was another struggle for me. Being in the medical field is my responsibility to help others, but there was nothing I could do to help myself. I would often go into empty offices or go sit in my car just to cry. I isolated myself from my friends and my family and went into a deep state of depression. We would often go on random family outings. She loved the water, so we would go to Mayport, various piers, and a river walk. Sometimes we would just take random car rides. Iyana was always so happy-go-lucky and would have all of us cracking up laughing. There was an awkward silence the first car ride we took without her. Our smiles were replaced with crooked smiles, and our laughter was replaced with silence. Holidays are so hard. The first Christmas without her was the hardest. There were so many unopened gifts under the tree with her name on them. We tried to keep our family traditions of going to look at Christmas lights on Gerber Road because this was one of our favorite things to do. I will never forget our last Halloween. We went to pick out costumes and it took me by surprise when she told me she didn't need one. She took my badge and my scrubs and dressed up as me for Halloween. Mother Day will always feel different because now I have 3 instead of 4. I'll never get another Mother's Day card from her with coupons for back rubs or flowers hand-picked from my garden. Iyana was full of life and wanted to do so many things. She wanted to be a pediatrician. I thought about being a lawyer. To my mom, she was going to be a lawyer because she could talk her way out of almost anything. She was thoughtful, caring, responsible, ambitious, articulate, a leader, a comedian, and so many other things. She was just a breath of fresh air. She was everything you could ask for in a daughter. Regardless of the picture that was painted, we were so close. She was my first love. I would never hear her say, "I love you," or hear her say, "I got some tea." I would never receive another FaceTime from her while I'm at work. I would never hear my granddaughter's first cries in a delivery room. I would never get to hold my granddaughter or get her in the middle. Or get her in the middle of the night like my mom did with Iyana. I would never get to see her as a mother. She was so happy when I told her I was taking maternity leave. When the baby was born, these things was taken from us just as she was. She wasn't in an accident. She didn't fall ill. She was murdered. Even saying the words don't feel right coming out of my mouth. I would have never imagined this would happen, all because she was pregnant. Being the youngest in the family, I've always had the support of my older siblings. I have a special relationship with each of them, and they're always been there for me. I remember when my daughters were much younger. One of my sisters kept them while I was working. When I picked them up, their hair was braided in the cutest style. From that moment on, it was beads and braids. Braids and breeds, sorry. They love to play Just Dance at another aunt's house. As much as my nephew tried, he could never beat her. We have family gatherings on a regular basis because we wanted our kids to grow up together. Never did I believe our family would experience this type of loss. This situation has caused severe trust issues and has forever changed that special bond. Over the past few years, I replayed a lot of scenarios in my mind. What if some of the things that I've learned throughout the trial have been brought to my attention? What if I found out she was pregnant earlier? What if I was told that my daughters was questioned by their aunt about an inappropriate relationship, or what prompted them to be questioned in the first place? I would have never put my daughters in harm's way had I known these things. I will have to live the rest of my life with that what ifs. Although I will never get over this loss, I'm so thankful that justice was served. There were so many people that assist us in the justice process. To Detective Abbott and Milliwicky, thank you for everything. It didn't matter how many times or how late I called. You were both there for me and never once rushed me off the phone. I appreciate both of you more than you'll ever know. Thank you to all the detectives and Knox that searched the landfill for several days in those dreadful conditions. You are truly thankful for you all. To the state attorneys, Stacy and Dan, I could never express my gratitude for our time and the efforts that you put to ensure justice was served. To everyone at the state attorney office, thank you. Not only to my family, I'm speechless. I love y'all. Thank you to our judicial system. The voices of Iyana and Hazel were heard. We heard things that no one should ever hear in their lifetime. However, justice was served. I thank God for the 16 years that I was able to spend with her. Until we meet again, I love you forever. Thank you.